Kilala na daw ni Sara Duterte kung sino yung nasa likod ng impeachment laban sa kanya. Pero hindi daw niya pinangalanan, sabi. Kinote ko naman na si Representative Castro, di ba? Sa kanya, nagsimula yan. Last year pa lang, mayroon na siyang grounds for impeachment. Actually, that's a lie. Kasi nungalingan yan yung sinabi ni Sara na yan. Hindi sa pinagtatanggol natin si Castro. Pero, the fact is this. Gusto nilang ipa-impeach. Totoo yun. Gusto nila ipa-impeach. Pero may problema sila. Ano problema? Wala silang grounds. Wala silang nung grounds. Baliktad ang sinasabi ni Sara. Baliktad. Walang grounds for impeachment. Last year. So, this is a lie. Kaya sinasabi ko, ginagawa nila ng paraan, pumasok lahat, nung kailangan nila doon sa pinag-uusapan nila na grounds. Okay. Ang labo niya magkwento talaga to si Sara. Kailangan sa kanya, medyo kailangan mag-decipher kasi kahit sa regular conversation, malabo siya mag-isip eh. Magkwento eh. Sabi niya, at the proper time, siguro pag lumabas na yung story about sa kanya, sasabihin ko yung lahat ng alam ko. Pero hindi pa kasi lumalabas sa hearing yung pangalan niya. Kapag meron nagsalita, sasagutin ko, sabihin ko kung sino daw. Intay-intay daw, pero alam na raw niya. Hulaan ko. Malamang sa malamang, eto lang yan. Si Martin Romualdez. Diba? Kung hindi si Martin Romualdez, si PBBM. Yan. Ay, hindi pa pala PBBM. Kung hindi si Martin Romualdez, si FL Lisa. Kay si Lisa yan, sunod niyan. Kung hindi si Lisa, si PBBM. Ganyan lang naman kasimple yan. Ganyan lang ko kaisip, kasimple ang logic ng mga DDS. Doon lang iikot lahat ng batikos. Kay PBBM, kay Lisa, kay Martin. PBBM, Lisa, Martin. PBBM, Lisa, Martin. PBBM, Lisa, Martin. Doon lang yan. Wala nang iba. Si Saldi ko, damay lang yan kay Martin. Damay lang siya dan. Damay lang siya kay Martin. Si Sandro, damay lang din siya dahil kay Lisa. Ganun lang kasimple yan. PBBM, Lisa, Martin. PBBM, Lisa, Martin. PBBM, Lisa, Martin. So malamang sa malamang, sasabihin ni Sara, ang gusto magpa-impeach sa akin ay si Martin Romualdez dahil gusto niyang maging presidente sa 2028. Yun na yun. Ganun lang yun. Nung una kasi, wala talagang kwentuhan tungkol sa impeachment. Yan ang sinasabi ng mga kongresista. Kanina, sa isang interview, may nagkumpirma na may nag-uumpisa na raw mga kwento-kwentuhan. Ayun na. Nag-uumpisa na ang kwento-kwentuhan tungkol sa impeachment. Oo. Yun ang kwento. Kanina. May naglaglag, mga kakotsero. May naglaglag. Ang sabi niya, namatay ng ilaw ko. Bumigay ang ilaw ko. Ayun na nga. So, going back. So, ngayon may nagkumpirma na. Mukhang meron na talagang totoong hugong ng impeachment. May hugong ng impeachment na ngayon sa lower house. And hindi nyo, magugulat kayo sa dahilan kung bakit nagkaroon ng hugong. Sino nagsabi? No other than Kong Erwin Tulfo. Pakinggan nyo.
Well, talking about the work that you've been doing, you guys have been busy discussing the budget, but I want to know your stance on specifically the impeachment complaint being drafted now by Bayan against the Vice President. Do you think that the failure to explain where the confidential funds went merits an impeachment complaint?
It is their right, Gretchen, to file this impeachment complaint, the opposition. Na-expect na namin yun, they will do that. Pero the problem now will be, or the question now is, may form ba and substance ba yan? Lulusot ba?
See? See? So mga kotsero, kinumpirma na ni Kong Erwin Tulfo na tinatrabaho na ng Makabayan Block ang impeachment ni Sara Duterte.
Bayan kasi ang Secretary General namin ang tatanggap dyan, then titignan yan, hihimayin ng Committee on Justice namin. So may proseso pa, medyo mahaba-habang proseso. Doon pa lang kaagad sa meron bang form and substance para ituloy yan, para magtungo yan sa plenaryo, I don't know. So pag-uusapan yan ng Committee on Justice. Pero may karapatan naman kahit sino, Gretchen, na mag-file kung anong nakikita nila. Kaya kami magfa-file nitong impeachment because hindi siya sumipot, hindi niya sinagot. Yung mga questions ng Congress, how did she spend the budget? Well, nasa sa kanila yon. Yung nga lang, yung proving it, yun yung mahirap doon. How will you prove that? Or meron bang yung impeachment na ifa-file ng bayan muna, may laman ba, kakatigan ba ng Committee on Justice ng Congress?
Well, do you agree that...
So meron na magfa-file ng impeachment. Ang magfa-file ng impeachment, mga kotsero, si Bayan muna. Makabayan Block. Alam niyo mga kotsero, I think, ito lang yata yung gagawin ng Makabayan Block na susuportahan ng napakaraming tao. Maliban sa syempre hate natin ang Makabayan Block pagdating sa ibang bagay, no, tulad ng NPA, CPP, etc., etc. Hate natin ang Makabayan Block kasi masyado silang sinungaling, ganyan-ganyan, etc., etc. Pero feeling ko, maraming Pilipino ang may gustong tanggalin na si Sara Duterte. So, sasakyan nila 'yon. Sasakyan nila yung issue na 'yan.
It is a betrayal of public trust. Her failure to attend when she was invited 3 times, committee level, dito sa plenary, yung hindi po siya sumipot. Sapat ba na sinasabi niya this is an orchestrated political attack against her? Or what did you feel? I mean, her failure, her office's failure to be there during those debates.
Majority ng Congress, when she did that, lalo na yung last one na hearing, then she stood up and she refused to take an oath. Karamihan or majority ng mga congressmen and women were frustrated and were kind of upset. Parang nabastos daw yung Kongreso. So, yung sa impeachment naman, I believe I will just leave that to the Committee on Justice. Ayaw ko naman silang pangunahan. Pero in reality, medyo maraming nagalit. Maraming congressman ang nainis dahil parang nainsulto nga raw sila. Parang yung reclamation. And then si Erap Estrada also took an oath when he faced the Senate.
Well, I mean, so a lot of congressmen got angry because of that. But were there impeachment talks to begin with? Because that's what the vice president was alleging, right? She's always said now all of these hearings are just part of a coordinated political attack against her to take her down, that you guys are reading from a script now, that there is a narrative that you're following, etc., etc. So is there merit to what she's saying?
I'm not a lawyer actually, pero looking at it right now, yung Committee on Justice will be the one to decide kung meron bang form substance, meron bang culpable violation of the Constitution kasi kung titignan mo yung ginawa niya na hindi siya nag-take an oath, is it culpable violation of the Constitution? Pero may mga nagsasabi kasi kami mga kasama na paano naman ito kung during breaks na nag-uusap ang mga congressman, why can't she explain saan napunta yung 125 million na intelligence fund? Yun ang dapat niyang sagutin. Hindi na pa naman niya nasasagot. So I don't know really dito sa Committee on Justice namin kung doon nila titignan yon na how did you spend this? Medyo mabigat yun na hindi mo masagot kung saan mo ginasta yung pondo mo. Pero others are saying na yung merely dahil hindi ka nag-oath, dahil binastos mo ang Congress, I don't think so. Pero pagdating dun sa spending yung budget mo and then you cannot explain it, then again, that's a different story. Pero that's I will leave that to our Committee on Justice to decide,
No, I mean,
ladies.
So yun. So initially, mga ka-share, it's weird eh. It's, para sa akin, it's weird. Na ang una nilang inisip is i-impeach siya dahil doon sa kanyang hindi siya nag-oath at pambabastos daw sa Congress. Sa akin kasi, personally, this is just my opinion. I'm not the Supreme Court. Pero for me, I don't think it qualifies as a culpable violation of the Constitution. It is not graft and corruption. It is not a high crime, etc., etc. So, ano yun eh? It's not even betrayal of public trust for me. Kasi oath lang yun eh. Oath lang yun. It's para sa akin yung betrayal of public trust should fall yung accusation or yung allegation na dahil hindi siya nagpapaliwanag ng kanyang budget spending, yun yung betrayal of public trust. Dahil hindi niya ine-explain. Take note ha. Maling sabihin na hindi niya ma-explain. Kaya niyang i-explain. Oo. Kaya niya i-explain yan. Maling sabihin na hindi niya kayang ma-explain. Kaya niya i-explain yan. It's just that she does not want to. Ayaw niya. As a public officer, you should be accountable to the public, especially with how you use the money entrusted to you by the taxpayers. Yun yung ano doon eh. Yun yung ano doon, yun yung hindi niya kayang i-explain. But for me, mas magandang tutukan na hindi siya nagsisipot ng hearings, ayaw niyang mag-oath dahil ayaw niyang ipaliwanag sa taong bayan or ayaw niya maging accountable sa taong bayan sa kung paano niya ginamit ang kanyang confidential funds. Doon ang ending mo sa confidential funds.
Kong Erwin, I meant, is it true that there were always impeachment talks against her? That this is part of
May ilan, to be honest with you, to be frank with you, after that incident, yung ayaw niyang mag-take ng oath, there were some, pero hindi siya as a whole na tingin ng mga tao na pinagkakaisahan na siya ng mga party leaders. I really don't know kasi when the speaker met with, usually mga ganyan desisyon, lahat ng party leaders pinupulong muna ni Speaker Romualdez tulad nung kay Teves. There was a meeting. I was there. I attended that meeting. Pero itong meeting recently by the Speaker with the party leaders, yung pinag-usapan lang nila yung budget kung zero ba or ibibigay ba, and karamihan nagsabi na bawasan, pero the speaker said like, no, ibigay na lang natin, sundan na lang natin yung binigay ng Congress kay former Vice President Leni Robredo. Tapos yung mga hinihingi niya na extras about social services, pwede niyang ihingi sa DSWD, sa Department of Health.
So there were impeachment.
To the credit of Martin Romualdez, again, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Martin Romualdez. Pero to his credit, that was a good move. Para sa akin, Kasi, kapag tinanggalan niya ng budget, si Sara Duterte, magkakaroon lang ng bala yung DDS against him. Sasabihin lang ni Sara Duterte, pag hindi niyo ako binigyan ng budget, sabihin niya, see, sabi ko sa inyo sino bang may hawak ng budget? Diba si Martin Romualdez? Ganun lang. Yun lang kasimple. Politically, it is more prudent to just give her the budget pero i-pattern na lang doon sa previous administration. Tanggalin na yung mga extra. Ibigay na lang yung kanyang operating expenses. Bakit? Number one, it is constitutional. Kasi as the Vice President, hindi mo siya pwedeng tanggalan ng budget completely. As in zero. Hindi pwede. Kasi, you are violating the Constitution. Diskarte nila yun. Bahala sila dun.
Talks after she refused to take the oath, but before that, were there talks? Because she's been alleging this for months.
Not that I know of. Pag sa mga break, usually napag-uusapan, nagmi-meet kami doon sa North Lounge or South Lounge. Pag mga break, nagko-coffee, may merienda. Hindi na pag-uusapan yan eh. Pero itong yung araw na hindi niya nasagot, may mga nagsasabi, pero collectively, yung maraming nagsasabi, wala eh. May pa-isa-isa na kailangan i-impeach yan. Pero it doesn't mean to say, pag sa isang table, 6 sila ng mga congressman. Pag may sinabi siyang gano'n, agree yung 5. Hindi naman gano'n. Pero maririnig mo na kailangan nating i-impeach yan.
Congressman, the budget got passed yesterday in 8 days in total. Kayo po ba ay masaya dun sa naipasa na budget? Meron po kayong mga, sana tinaasan natin to. For example, the defense budget was cut from 200+ billion to 70 billion. What did you think about the budget that was passed?
Okay naman. My only concern was like yung Philippine Coast Guard, sana mas tinaasan natin ang budget because sila yun sa front line dyan sa West Philippine Sea. Mas kailangan ng budget ng Philippine Coast Guard, ng Department of Transportation, dun nga sa Philippine Coast Guard to buy equipment and then mga surveillance, search and rescue also. Pag may mga calamities tayo, sila nakikita natin. I think dapat yung sa Coast Guard mas tinaasan, mas nilakihan ng budget nila yung kung may kinatman dito sa isang department, inilipat nila sa DOTR for the Philippine Coast Guard.
Personally, it's taking too long na ma-impeach si Sara. She should have been impeached yesterday. But I think, mga kotsero, ang nagiging strategy dito is sige lang, let her have her way. Walang problema. Hindi naman matatapos sa mga hearing. Tuloy-tuloy lang ang hearing. Oo, meron pa tayong ilang buwan. October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. May 9 months pa. After the 9 months, o di baka siguro naman within 9 months, mabubuo na nila yung kanilang articles of impeachment na related doon sa improper and negligent utilization ng confidential funds sa Sara Duterte. So, okay lang yun. Okay lang yun. Oo, okay lang yun. Basta ang ending niyan is most probably magkakaroon ng impeachment. I'll see all of you in our next Coach Jared Live. God bless and see you next time, guys. Bye!
Pag ganun, huwag natin gawing tanga mga Pilipino. Mas maganda kasi nasa lugar ka ng tama kaysa yung pinipilit mo yung pagkakamali. Are they willing to go that far? Hindi makakalimutan ng Pilipino yan hanggat di nasasagot niya. Sino ngayon nagsasabi ng totoo?